Jotaro Kujo versus Ichigo Kurosaki. I felt this was kind of interesting as they both have spirit-based power systems, with both characters being that light of hope for the story. With Jotaro being the one person who can really defeat Dio and was essentially the prodigy of the Joestars, or is portrayed to be like that, while Ichigo consistently has been portrayed to be the one person who can get the job done. But despite this, their humanity still stays intact with them and are able to defeat the enemy by the end of the day. What if these two were to engage in a fight with one another? With me today, I have my buddy Jobber, which I will be linking his channel down in the description. He does a lot of JoJo's content, so be sure to go and check him out. He will be the one covering Jotaro's powers, while I will be mainly covering Ichigo's, as I have done this already previously on the channel. With that being said, grab your snacks if you're on a bulk, don't grab your snacks fast if you're on a cut, and enjoy.
Star Platinum has shown to tank city level stands along with scaling to Polnareff, who can reflect beams from the sun stand that can produce enough energy to destroy a mountain. However, I don't really think this matters too much as both characters can negate durability, but it's always nice to get the full scope of everything.
Now, we've seen characters like Toshiro by the Arrancar invasion arc being able to produce similar levels of energy, and this guy is arguably the weakest of the captains. Ichigo at his best would power cliff Ukiura pretty badly, who's capable of destroying a continental-sized realm, that being Los Noches. The gap between these two's attack potency is legit thousands of times over, and this isn't even considering Ichigo's best. Jotaro isn't really like Ichigo, who gets exponentially stronger. He does get stronger from the beginning of part 3 all the way to the end, but we do know that he caps at age 18, which was his prime. Ichigo legit gets tens of times stronger with each arc, and even by the end of Hoiko Mundo, he should be able to just tank any hit Star Platinum throws at him.
Jotaro with Star Platinum can phase through matter and opponents, allowing him to potentially one-shot Ichigo if he were to grab his heart per se. He has his iconic time stop that allows him to gain control for 5 seconds in his prime. He is able to somewhat resist fear inducement, since other characters do this with straight willpower like Polnareff against Dio. Joestars are legit known for having fate on their side plus insane willpower.
As for Ichigo, he's legit able to resist soul hacks from other characters in Bleach like Aizen, who is able to atomically just neg you with spiritual pressure alone. Plus, it's also a thing where if you aren't on your opponent's tier of strength or just don't have the resistance for soul hacks, the opponent would lose and crumple into a ball before they could even do anything, and that's what would happen to Jotaro. Before he could even think of getting his standout or even thinking of casting time stop, he would just see the distance between he and Ichigo and he simply would not be able to do a thing. JoJo characters have rarely shown any soul hacks resistance to really say that he could withstand Ichigo's spiritual pressure. And as I've already presented, Ichigo is thousands of times stronger than Jotaro's best feat, so you can unironically make the case that at the start of the fight, Ichigo just blinks and Jotaro dies.
Now, JoJo characters are notoriously known for being super fast, being able to perceive light in slow motion, and even intercept it pretty casually. This is something Polnareff can do at over 1,000 times faster than light, which Jotaro scales to since he fights Polnareff. Plus, gets stronger when fighting Dio.
However, it isn't that impressive, especially when comparing it with Bleach, where we have fodder characters reacting to beams of light, and by the Ukiura fight, thanks to cliffing himself from the previous fights, he's reacting to an Ichigo who should be over 2,000 times the speed of light, which at the very least is 2 times above Jotaro in speed. But the gap just gets bigger and bigger when thinking of the number of amps Ichigo gets by the end of the series, making the speed gap further and further for Jotaro to really do anything. Even if he was rage amped or thought about using time stop, which could allow him to react a little faster than throwing a punch, Ichigo legit would be too fast and would see it coming. And so, in conclusion, Vasto Lord Ichigo would be way more than enough to slam Prime Jotaro. I mean, you might be able to make the case that Soul Society Ichigo could hang with him, let alone the other versions who get so much more powerful. Prime base Ichigo would slam Jotaro on his head with no hesitation, no Bankai, no nothing. And with that being said, this is the conclusion of Jotaro versus Ichigo. And if you guys want to go and check out Jobber's channel so you guys can explore on some more JoJo content, feel free to do so, along with subscribing to my channel if you are new and hitting the bell icon, that way you are notified and updated when I upload. Thank you guys once again for watching the video, and comment down below what other versus battles you'd like me to do in the near future.